Okay, time to see if that worked as desired. I think it's functional. Let me just confirm. Looks live. Looks dead. Hey folks, let me know if you can hear me all right. I was trying to fiddle with my microphone earlier, and I should have done that maybe way earlier. So I apologize if it's a little bit quiet, but you know, I can't win them all. Hey, I see people hopping in. Mr. Homely, thank you for joining. Mr. Mod U. Hey folks, afternoon, after morning, after evening. I don't freaking know what time of day it is for you all. It's working, we can hear. Cool. Audio works. Audio functional. Heck yes. Give it a second to, work its way. Yeah. Okay, I am not wearing a beret. This is keeping me warmer, and there's nothing you can do about it without extra incentives. Also, I've always liked that this is Nerf. You guys heard of the brand Nerf before? It's obviously not Nerf, but it's like, it skirts the line of, if we see it, it's like, oh, it's really close to Nerf, but it's not copyright, because Nerf doesn't make their own beanies for regular people like me. They only make it for, like, special people that they care about. Yay. You know, have you seen those before? They've sent out some crazy care packages. Some really cool stuff. I think it was an Ultra-themed one, though, to be completely fair. Hey, Biggs. Whoop whoop, Beret live stream to start my Monday morning. Good to see you, man. It's been a while. Hope the power strike is treating you well. Finally, a gun for those thumbtack darts. Oh, that's gonna... Nope. Alright, let me set this stage pretty clearly. I know sometimes I've had a stronger stance on, like, gun versus blaster. I know we're all talking about toys here. Just don't abuse using the gun versus blaster thing. I'm not going to be super nitpicky about it, okay? Just don't go off the deep end. If you make it annoying, then we will mute you. And if you do talk about dangerous things, like what someone just did with death darts, no thank you. I understand we're talking about the Needler, which is going to have some overlap. I'm not necessarily banning just for that. I just keep it somewhat safe. You know, be careful. I don't like when we go too deep into that without everyone understanding the full context of how dangerous modifying your darts can be. I try to foster a safe environment. All right. Yeah. Cool. Now that's one soapbox for the day. I'm sure I'll get on another one very soon. Well, I mean, we are talking about something that is going to have some mixed opinions for sure. Okay. Thanks, Bret. It's serving me well and still more than super appreciate it. No other way to get one on this side of the globe. Fun fact for those of you who didn't know, Power Strike 48 never showed up in New Zealand. So there might be a handful of them there, and one of them is from me. So yeah. Fun things for today. Okay. So, obviously, the stream is advertised as talking about one very topical new blaster of the moment. I didn't actually think I was going to talk much more about this because, I don't know, didn't seem like there was going to be much to say as of yesterday. I was watching the Hasbro Pulse live stream, as I think many of us were. You can still go and check it out if you would like to. It's, I think, a pretty short segment. It got delayed because of the Fortnite segment too. Thanks, Fortnite. And all it really was the announcement of a new Halo blaster in the Nerf Limited line. And this is what it was. It was a Needler. I had no expectations going into it. I was just curious to see what they would put out. And it was a Needler. And they've They've obviously had their now promotion go out, and as I was watching that, I was like, oh, I'll make a quick short about that because I think that's all I need to say about it. So, if you've seen that, it was literally just a recap of that quick little blurb that they'll do with all the limited blasters, where they have like, oh, the quick promo of it talking about what's inside, which is actually kind of cool that they share that information. It doesn't keep us guessing. And then that was it. I didn't see any information in that live stream from PulseCon talking about the price or the availability. So I was like, cool, whatever. I should have waited like 5 minutes and then searched the internet because it was out there. And that's what made me a little bit more taken aback. Not the price. The price is part of it, sure. We will talk about that too. But it was the I'm obviously not a huge fan of these overlapping pre-order windows. I think if you've seen my recent stuff, you will know that, but I am here once again to harp on that aspect because it's starting to piss me off. So as far as but anyway, that was the live stream. That's what was announced, and now of course people have seen it. It's been out for a day, and the reality is you can pre-order it now. And I was like, God darn it. And it's $100. So, let's discuss. I have seen a lot of mixed opinions on this thing. My initial reaction was cool. And now my reaction is kind of the same. I've definitely seen more thoughts that I will agree with and others that I'm not sure if people are living in the same reality. So that's kind of funny. But let's see one of the first articles that has come out about it now since it's officially live and ready for pre-order. The Verge has done quite a few things with foam blasters recently, so let's go through that one. I was going to make a follow-up video because I realized that there might be more to discuss, and then I was like, oh, why don't I just live stream this because I'm gonna ramble for way too long, and it doesn't need to be a fully edited video. Sounds like the Halo Needler is finally getting the Nerf blaster it deserves. Wouldn't it be like the other way? Sounds like Nerf is finally getting the Halo Needler it finally deserves. Maybe Nerf doesn't deserve it, and so therefore that wouldn't be true. You've been done dirty, Needler. Cool. Okay. It talks about, it's inspired by Fifth Element's guns. Now Hasbro announced the Needler, showed some screenshots, which we saw as well if we watched. Fully motorized, which this is very interesting. Again, nice that they actually show the internals. I appreciate that, so we're not left in the dark. And then, that's what you call an ad. I don't want that. That's instantly so much better than previous attempts at the Needler, like the awkward Boomco version that required an extra hand to prime a long, uncanonical handle at the bottom, or this quick earlier cash-in from Nerf. Okay, so the cash-in they're talking about, I'm fairly certain, is the Jolt. Yeah, the micro shot, which is a weird, just like they made that rocket launcher Jolt. It's a choice. It's a choice that they made, and I've never actually seen one in person or picked one up, so I'll just looking at it, it's a bit weird. But when they talk about the Boomco version being awkward, I don't know. I'm on the fence about this one because with Hasbro, Nerf Limited, putting out a Needler, I know a lot of comparisons have been quickly made to the Boomco one, and I don't think the Boomco one is that bad. I know some people do, and some people think it's way better than this one. You can obviously find that one for a much cheaper price, even now being discontinued. I think that they did a really cool job by utilizing Boomco darts by having them be the spikes. They were like that purple, pink, whatever, actual needles coming off the top of the blaster, and then when you fired it, they would also lose their illumination. So it did require batteries as well for colors, which was cool. I guess they're complaining a lot about some of the ergonomics looked unconventional for what the game was actually like. I think it was fine. I mean, yeah, it was a spring-powered blaster. This one, electronic springer. Oh no. Very, very sad. And then, if you want to use that as a display piece, you can. But, it's Boomco, so it's going to be harder for people to get. Anyways, I understand that there are some differences, but I don't think the Boomco one is like a complete wash. If you have that one, I think it makes getting this guy a lot weirder to justify. Or if you want to get them to compare, sure. Either way, I think it's okay. Phone bus is in here. The only thing I don't like about the Boomco one is that it sounds like it's going to explode when it catches. Okay, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. If it does sound a little bit awkward because, Boomco wasn't perfect, then yeah, that's a fair point. I think Boomco did a fair job with some of their Halo blasters. Even if they weren't the best functionality, they looked pretty cool. And it's a shame that Boomco couldn't continue with that line, but here we are, and now Nerf has it, and they've also done an okay job, some better than others. So that's just the quick comparison. Clearly, The Verge is leaning one way than the other. And what I find at the bottom here as well are the 4 different listings where you can pre-order this blaster. Amazon, Entertainment Earth, GameStop, Hasbro, Pulse. Now this is interesting. Not due out until the end of 2022. Still in development. Hasbro showed off an early working version. Yes, they did, so we know. This is at least one thing I appreciate about this launch. We actually got to see 2 different prototypes. We saw an unpainted version, which was right here, which they showed illuminating in the dark. I think that was the one that was fired as well. Yeah, right here, this guy with all the guts spilling out the side. And then they showed a painted version, which I don't think they have screenshot. This is obviously the render. They don't have the screenshots from that specifically, but they did have it. So I appreciate they showed those actual versions because working our way back, we've only seen a render and a sample model of the Pulse rifle, and we've seen, before it started shipping, the Mandalorian blaster, like nothing. Just renders only. Nothing that I could confirm in hand. But anyway, let's continue on with what they just said there. They've got 4 places you can pre-order from. All right, let's head over to Hasbro Pulse, the land of opportunity. Look at that. Now that's fancy. I saw some people critiquing that in the announcement when it says that the box is super fancy. They're like, oh man, if you're going to be saying the box is fancy, that's really reaching for stuff. I disagree. I mean, it's a premium product. It should come in something that looks pretty good. This is for collectors most likely, so having a nice, cool-looking box that matches to go with it, I think is a good part. If it didn't have a fancy box and it was more of a structurally sound box, I'd appreciate that too, perhaps even more. But hey, I'm not complaining if they give me a fancy box. If they're saying it costs $10 extra because of fancy box, then I might raise an eyebrow. But again, they haven't broken it down that much. Including the stand, I think, is also a good choice because the others did not. The Pulse rifle hasn't claimed that, nor has the Mandalorian blaster. Funny enough, I think this is the most compact. So, though it's kind of the most awkward to stand, probably. Can't say that, haven't gotten our hands on it yet. Nerf limited Halo Needler, blah, 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 blah. Hooray, $99.99. This pre-order will be available to ship on 11/1/2022. So, the window, pre-order this guy by the end of the year, 31st of, Christmas, December. So, that's a pretty good window that's seemingly on brand, almost a year. Now, you can pre-order it obviously right now, but as late as possible. That's about 10 months, right? It's, basically like the first day of January to the first day of November. So let's call it 10 to 12 months. That's the window right now. Let's hop over though. Here's on GameStop. All right, release date 11/1/2022. Cool. Amazon, December 1st, 2022. Oh, okay. And Entertainment Earth, the last one they mentioned, December 2022. Oh boy. Well, at least we were coordinated in that assault. That's almost like telling you to your face, don't expect it to arrive on any of those, because we clearly don't know. Obviously, they say right up here at the top, which is nice that they're putting it there and not trying to hide it. Due to COVID-related circumstances beyond our control, shipping may be delayed. We apologize for any inconvenience and appreciate your patience. Yeah, no shit. Um, why is it now? Do you need, like, if you need the 10 to 12 months to make this thing come to market, I understand, because that's the curse and the blessing of having the pre-order. It's that they're going to make as many as they determine they need, plus probably some extras. I'm not in charge of Nerf Limited or Hasbro in general, so I don't know what that number will be. But then why just wait a tad bit of time, because if this blaster existed on its own, that's one thing. But it does not, because right now we've got the Mandalorian blaster, which is, let's go back to their page. Here's the Mando blaster. Sold out for pre-order. Obviously, this one got delayed a bit. It's showing up in Australia. I am aware of that. And the first impressions are positive and some negatives. I've looked into it a little bit, but haven't dove too far deep because I want to get mine in hand first before I can make any further judgments. The Aliens blaster, of course, is still open for pre-order. That will close at the end of this month. And now we get our new kid on the block, which is available for pre-order until the end of this year. Are they just gonna freaking release another one by the end of this year as well? I suppose you can separate them. It's so weird that they have all this overlap, and I'm like, I want to get this one first so I can judge it, and then I can know whether or not to move forward with this new guy. And it's just like, guys, come on, read the room. I want to be excited for you. It's just, it's frustrating. Okay, what have I been missing so far? Hope they're not overdoing themselves and end up delaying the Aliens pulse rifle like they did the Mando blaster. Clearly it's a possibility. Clearly. I did think the mock-up for the Mando blaster looked great, and our Deadpool Chronos are still in box. Okay, that's fair. Mr. Luchathor has jumped in. Hi. How you? I would still go for the Boomco Needler, and if I wanted one, 100 plus shipping, but I could go down to Aldi 5km from my home and buy a very cheap Boomco Needler. Yeah, there you go. Money is, of course, a thing. I think at this point, there are 3 blasters now in the Nerf Limited series. They've made it very clear what the price range is for these blasters. If you're looking at something that's going to be less than $100, you're wrong. That's not going to be what these are. Obviously, the Aliens Pulse Rifle is coming in at $95. Round that up to $100 for including the batteries, because none of these include batteries and all of them are advertised as working with batteries. So expect at least, that $100 mark plus for these premium offerings. I know some people were like, oh, why isn't it like $50? A 10 dart rotating cylinder? I won't pay more than $50. This is the wrong blaster for you, clearly then. I mean, fair enough. You want to complain about prices. I get it. But that's clearly not who the blaster is intended for. And I can't imagine them, just based off of these offerings, putting out something that's like $50 in the future, because the other rumored blaster in this line was the Destiny 2 Gjallarhorn. Let me know if I'm pronouncing any of that wrong or if that's from the wrong game. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, but just based off of what I think that looks like, I highly doubt that would be a small thing either. So I've heard the Mando blaster is big. The pulse rifle, I don't know how big that looks. I saw some people saying that the Needler looks kind of small. So I don't know if that makes it questionable on the pricing side. Let's jump back into this guy, of course, our special boy of the day. The needles on the top look good. I think the overall styling looks good. I don't think many people are complaining about it looking bad. Like, oh, what is this grip? Well, I guess the game did that, so thanks, Halo. I don't think I said this at all yet, but am I going to be getting this blaster? Probably not. I don't think I'm going to pre-order this one because compared to the other 2 blasters in the limited series, Halo is the one that I have the least attachment to. And that's not to say that I don't like Halo. I actually started playing Halo last year at the beginning of the pandemic because I'd never played. I know a lot of friends who grew up playing Halo. I just never was one of those kids. I liked it. I played recently. I had a good time. The Needler certainly gets you through a few areas, to say the least, and sometimes you have to use a Needler. So I'm not saying it looks bad or it is, dishonest to the game. I'm just saying I have the least attachment to it, so it's probably the easiest for me to skip. If anything, it makes me want to buy the pulse rifle even more. I It's so bad, and I have like a week left to determine if I want to, and I keep telling myself, don't do it. But man, that pulse rifle is getting real attractive, especially with, like, it's the only one that comes with a separate kind of ammo. I mean, pump action, mega dart in the front, magazine fed in the center. It makes sense to me. This seems like it could be pretty cool. Is this going to be delayed? I don't know. So anyway, what are you all saying? What am I being critiqued on? Well, time to go buy a giant pack of double A's. Indeed, some random kid. Yep, all the double A's. I think that's what all these are advertising that they take. I didn't see any sounds on this one. I mean, we can check the description, of course. Not that you guys can read that, right? Very sad. The Nerf Limited Halo Needler Blaster captures the look of the blaster from the Halo video game franchise. Yeah, imagine yourself as one of the Banished or Covenant, and get ready to battle the UNSC, or your Master Chief and you just stole it. Oops. This Nerf Dart Blaster recreates the blaster's distinctive design with flexible needles. Ooh, okay, I didn't know they were flexible. That light up... Okay, actually, that's dumb. Why would they not be flexible? You want them to be hard plastic, nice and sharp? That would be an interesting selling point. Fire the darts and watch the needles go dark to simulate how they launch from the blaster in the game. Good, good. Other light-up accents add to the exciting visual presentation. This fully motorized blaster unleashes 10 darts in a row from a rotating 10-dart drum. It includes 10 Nerf Elite foam darts, which are obviously pink, nice and pretty. Switch to display mode to eliminate the blaster and showcase it on the included stand. Cool. Includes a game card with in-game content in the Halo Infinite game. Okay, so it obviously functions as a display piece as well. And this is one thing I'm very curious to see people's reaction, because these blasters are clearly meant to kind of cross over between like the enthusiasts and the... Go away. Between the enthusiasts and like the collectors and, in this case, Halo enthusiasts. So I'm saying Nerf enthusiasts, Halo enthusiasts, and then just general collecting. I don't know which way it leans the most towards. I would imagine this is mostly for the Halo fans who are like slightly interested in Nerf, because for the main Nerf enthusiasts, it's harder to justify that kind of price, especially for a display piece, because then what I've seen is people complaining that, oh, this is smaller for a display piece where I could probably get a better price, and then it has more accurate like lights and maybe sounds in addition, and it doesn't need to fire darts at that point. Obviously, this thing functions a lot more than a display piece would, i.e., it functions at all, and it is a cool mechanism. I'll say that. I think people would agree with that point too. It's just a weird... You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know if the functionality of this thing makes it more desirable to collectors, and I don't know if the display nature makes it more desirable to the like Nerf enthusiasts, because that's where I kind of start wondering like, oh, I don't know if that will sell better, because the like Mando blaster clearly tried to do that too. And there's also the difference between, is the video game a more desirable selling point than a movie? Because some of the comments I then started seeing too were people like, oh, $100 for a functional model of a gun that I played in a video game 10 years ago? No, thank you. So do video games lose more relevancy, or is this, going to increase in popularity because of Halo Infinite? I just asked you a lot of questions, and I'm going to get none of the responses because you're not talking to me and I'm not reading your comments. So things that are running in my head as I'm trying to understand the mindset of who is going to buy these. Yikes, that grip does look bad. Yeah, it's definitely a grip. It's definitely a grip. I haven't pre-ordered any of these, though I think the Aliens Blaster is the best one of the three. I'm probably going to agree with you, Luchathor. That's why I really want to now jump into the pre-order for the Aliens Blaster. I'm just worried. I have nothing to gauge that these things are going to be good. Because that was the other thing I was going to say. Like, I think they look good. Overall, these blasters look good to me. I don't hate what they're doing with this. I like the tie-ins. I mean, like I said, Halo's not my favorite out of all three of these, but I still enjoy it and I respect the design effort that's gone into this. But like, I want to get my Mando blaster first so I can kind of make my comments, critique it, and then that would better inform me going forward, like, okay, what to expect in like the next blaster they might release. And ideally that would have happened, but of course, because of delays, I haven't gotten that yet. So maybe they could just wait. Because if you're going to argue, oh no, they got a timetable, Brett. They got to post these up so they can collect that money so they can do their next pre-order. But they haven't collected the money yet. The payment will be collected once the item's ready to ship. So I don't get it. Why not wait? Just wait. Hasbro, wait. Just jumped ahead. Oh, hi, Coat Deck. Wow, that grip just about guarantees it's only ever a display piece. Hey, look at my hands. These hands were made for death by Needler Grip. Probably some other people would agree. I have Covenant hands. Look with your special hands. And Halo's on one side, Nerf's on the other. Yeah. What did I say? A Forerunner inspired display, I guess. Did the honest question, why would the Forerunners are different than the Covenant? Like, Forerunners are way in the lore for Halo. Forerunners are like way earlier. I know you fight them after 4, but what? Sorry. Why is there a spider behind you? A spider. Did I just get bamboozled? Bamboozled live on stream. Rip. Hello, Beret. I love your videos. Thank you, Alexander. I love my videos too. Shit. Shouldn't self-compliment. I love your videos too. The Aliens one literally has a master key. Yep. Which is a very unique thing that I don't know if Nerf will be doing more of those in the future. It's a fancy skin for a crappy blaster with a really high price tag. Yep. That is a position to take on it. And I know plenty of people who have already pre-ordered this. So at the same time where people are like, that's one of the dumbest things I've ever seen, especially at $100. I see other people who are like, I'm going to get 2 and dual wield them. So it's really funny to see just like who's buying it and for what reasons, because it's all over the place. And there's no right or wrong reason. It's really just down to preference. But again, I just wish there was some way to kind of get the early stuff in hand first and then use that to make a more educated decision. Or, if Nerf even were to listen, because maybe it's not like in our community, like the Nerf enthusiasts, but like other like gaming communities, or say like for the Mando Blaster, people who are more interested in the Mandalorian and will buy other stuff from Hasbro Pulse. If they like had some pretty constructive feedback that Nerf would actually listen to because they had a larger audience, then maybe that would kind of stop them from moving forward on other interesting design choices. I'm being very vague because I can't call it anything specific because I don't have the goddamn product in my hand. I just want people to get good stuff. We're paying a premium price, and I want those things to be something that those who purchase can be proud of. Because this looks pretty cool. I've said it at least a couple of times now. I think it looks nice. And I want to make sure that they don't skimp out on certain areas. To that point, too, I know I didn't even think about this, but people brought it up, so now we'll discuss. People were wondering, why didn't you make this fire like a rival? Why didn't you make this fire hyper? Honestly, yeah, I hadn't even thought about that. Obviously, this Nerf limited line is dart blasters. Darts, darts, mega darts, and darts. I think darts make the most sense from a cost standpoint because it's just cheaper to design around the dart ecosystem. I mean, look what happens when you start throwing in other kinds of ammo. That and the age range, I'm sure, plays some sort of part into it, because if I go to the Mando blaster, can I find it quickly? Ages 8 and up. Let's go to the Aliens blaster. Ages 8 and up. And the Needler. What is that? What is that? Ages 8 and up. You know what's not ages 8 and up? Nerf rifle. You know what's not ages 8 and up? Nerf hyper. Obviously, it makes the most sense for them to attract younger ages to this if possible, by making it, I think, higher for rival or hyper. That would possibly exclude other ages. I know that people, okay, I know Halo is for rated M for mature, but they still can sell like toys and props to younger ages because those people play it too. I get that. But when it comes to their blasters, I can see where it makes sense to have a much lower age range if possible. So there's that. And then also, think about the most applicable hopper-fed rival blaster or hyper blaster being shoved into this system, because they still clearly had to redesign a few things to make it work with gears. They show the internals here? No, they clearly had to, put some effort into making this work. How much effort? I don't know. But they, had to make it fit the shell. Now, that's one thing. Putting a hopper on for other kinds of ammo, price go up. Price go way up. The Percy's is $100. The Mach 100 is like 70. What is the Speed Swarm? The Speed Swarm, which is basically what this is based off of, ultimately, a lot less. So if people are complaining that this doesn't fire, some sort of ball that would then, spit maybe more like the Needler does in the game, expect it to go up in price at least twofold. Sorry. Like, that's just what would happen. They get to redesign around the shell, and then if they're going to be including that much ammo, yep, it sucks, but that would be the reality. There's also the very fair argument that this blaster firing darts makes sense. Needles. They look like darts. They're not dangerous darts. I have seen some people saying if they don't explode on impact, then why would I buy it? Fair point, because I know that's a joke. Actually, I don't know if that's a joke, but you know what I mean. It makes sense for it to fire darts in this case rather than balls. Why doesn't it fire Mega XL? I don't know. Clearly, that's the design decision mistake that the people who started with this blaster from the ground up missed. They should have thought about Mega XL SMH. Yeah. I mean, I think 10's an okay capacity. Obviously, we always want more, but it fits the shell. I think the Boomco one was the Boomco one 10? I don't know. I could check, but I'm lazy AF, Beret, do you still play foam/Nerf FPS on Roblox? I do. I haven't as much recently, but I would like to soon, because I know that HVZ is going on right now for foam FPS, and that is one of my favorite game modes. So maybe I will get to that in the near future before we lose Halloween. But I don't think that's going to be today. Today we are doing a very simple topic. It's hard to, go all over the place. People will get confused and they'll get mad. What else? Why an 8-year-old would get a blaster from a game that isn't Fortnite? I don't understand 8-year-olds. I'm not going to pretend that I do, as I am not an 8-year-old, and I do not have an 8-year-old child. Did you see the Ultra Jolt leak? I'm sorry, what? What Ultra Jolt leak? Someone inform me. The Ultra Jolt. Like, is there a picture? of an Ultra Jolt? I am curious. If so, I mean, I'm ironically curious because it's Ultra, but I'm curious. Super disappointed that the needles don't drop into the blaster as the clip depletes. That would be pretty cool. I don't know exactly how they would do that. That wouldn't be overly complicated, but that's an interesting idea for sure. Do you downvote ads on Reddit, or are you weird? I don't think I spend enough time on Reddit to downvote ads, but cool. 8 darts for Boomco. Thank you, Utter Travesty. Okay, so there you go. This one has higher capacity than Boomco, therefore it's superior. What can I say? Lazy Adventure Force. He just said that. What? Okay, sure. I'll say whatever. Lazy Adventure Force. SMH. Shame on you. I've got to run along. Nice hanging around for a bit. Thank you, Homely. Thanks for helping out. Yeah. So it's an interesting decision making. But I don't hate this. Hopefully I've made that very clear. I don't hate this at all. I do respect the design choices here, even if they're not perfect, and I can see a Halo fan being very enthusiastic to get this. I just want people who are actually considering getting this and willing to drop $100 for it to actually get a product that they can be happy with. And I just don't understand why they wouldn't just wait a little bit of time to then ensure that it's a... Does it really take like 10 to 12 months? Maybe it does right now. Yeah. It's only pre-orders. They confirmed it in the live stream. It's only going to be pre-orders for these blasters. So if you don't like pre-orders, you might never be getting these things unless you buy them online from a reseller, which will definitely be overpriced. But I guess that also means that if you don't like this needler and you never want to see it again, you probably won't be able to go to a store and see it. So, there you go. The curse and the blessing of the pre-order, I suppose. I've done pre-orders with Silver Fox Industries for the Cybert Strike shirts. Those were fun. Those obviously worked out because we wanted to get a head count of who was actually going to want shirts, and then we placed an order. So I get that the pre-order can be used for a good reason. It's just in this case, it's like it's not going very well for COVID times, clearly. So I just wonder why they can't just hold off just a little bit. Just a little bit. Because clearly no one knows. Is it going to be November? Or is it going to be December? Or is it going to be March of the next year? We don't know. We will never know. Even with everything else, it's really cool to see an auto Springer again. I agree, Utter Travesty. It is cool to see that back. What's also cool is that, for what it's worth, the people who were showing it off at PulseCon, when they literally called out that it was the Speed Swarm mechanism, it's nice to see them name-dropping old products, because for enthusiasts, we know exactly what that means. For other people, they're like, oh, okay, sure. But it means more for those who've paid attention for the longest amount of time. Does that mean I'm going to buy one because the people who were showing it off were familiar with old tech? No, I don't know. The little things. A lot of people tagging. Okay, thank you. It's orange, and it's the Nexus. Trust me, Dart Zone blasters are very expensive down under. Oh, interesting. Well, I guess I believe that. Brett, you have 6 days to get that Aliens blaster pre-ordered. I know I do, and it's eating me alive. Okay, it's not that big of a weight on my shoulders. I just don't trust the process right now. I want to be enthusiastic about it. I just don't want to have to wait until like 2023 for this darn thing to show up. And then, oh, whoops, guys, sorry, there was a delay. Oops, sorry, guys, we said we were going to do this, and then just keep on time. We cut some corners. I hope you don't mind, but we got it to you in a reasonable amount of time, because that could happen. digitally rendered packaging and product shown. Packaging and product may vary in final production. Yeah, that's how pre-orders work too. This could change, very much so. We haven't seen a working prototype of this yet, just a model, so things could change. All these other like really cool claims that sell it could change. Unlikely that the box would change too much. Well, I shouldn't say that because then it will change. But you know, the like lights and sounds of the Aliens blaster. Why am I showing a magazine? No one gives a crap about magazine. Captures the iconic look, electronic dart counter, and movie accurate blasting sounds. What do you think is the first thing to go when they have to cut corners because they're running late and they just have to get the product out? What do you think is the first thing to go? That's the cool thing that goes first. So, man complains about product that is not in hand, part 52. Batteries not included. Of course, batteries are never included. Come on, it's aliens. I know it's aliens. Stop reminding me. I love aliens. I just got the Aliens Pulse Rifle pre-ordered and then found out they're making a limited edition Halo Needler. Yeah, and as I mentioned before, for some people, it's like, oh, heck no. Aliens is like my jam. And for others, it's like, I grew up on Halo. That thing is nostalgic as heck. I'm getting the Needler. So it really just depends on where your preferences are and if you're willing to drop that kind of money. But yeah, I gotta keep saying, this one's speaking to me. If I could go back in time, I might change my pre-order from the Mando Blaster to the Aliens Pulse Rifle, but I've committed to it. I'm not gonna cancel my pre-order. This Mando Blaster will show up at my doorstep, or so help me God. The first thing would be the blaster. Oh no. The first thing to get canceled would be the blaster itself. Sorry guys, we can't meet the demand. We're not delivering anything. Oh, rip. Very sad. I'm curious, for those who are watching, who else has ordered what, and what's your justification? Or are you not ordering anything? Like, I know Jose popped in earlier, and he was saying that he hasn't ordered squat. And I completely understand that, because for Jose, that doesn't seem like his style at all. I know the kind of blaster that he would probably get if it was in a Nerf Limited series. And I know what kind of mods he does and where he will put his money sometimes, so I completely understand for his case why he wouldn't get one of those. For my case too, I mean, if these are all like display pieces, I don't, like you've seen my videos with display in the background, there's not much space and I just change things out here and there. I don't know if that means I need to get every new display piece because it just doesn't work for me as well. It would really have to be that I committed to the line. How many more limited blasters do you think there will be? That's a good question. I don't know. Yep, Borderlands was one of them, Jose. I'm glad I got that. I don't know what else, because like I said earlier, the Galahorn from Destiny 2, or just Destiny overall, that's one that I'm pretty sure has been confirmed in a Destiny livestream, not from Nerf. So I'm pretty sure that's coming. Don't know when, but fairly certain that is going to be the next one. After that, I have no idea. I have no idea what else they're looking to do, because the blurb that they will show off with Nerf Limited is that Nerf Limited is a premium fan-targeted line from Nerf that brings to life some of the most iconic items from entertainment and video games, and that's a very broad range of possibilities. So it could be anything. Honestly, anything that they can get their hands on license-wise. For Star Wars, it makes sense because they've had that license for a bit. For Halo, it makes sense because they have the license now. And Aliens, I guess there was some speculation like, why Aliens? That's a very interesting choice. It says here that this was did I skip it? Celebrate the 35th anniversary of the iconic Aliens film. Okay, so clearly there was some year tie-in. So I understand maybe why the time to release this one was now, but I wonder how much that cost in comparison to some other topical games. Because, like, they could make a limited Fortnite thing. They obviously have the Fortnite license. Be prepared. People will be interested to see those, I bet, if they got announced. Well, I gotta go to bed. Can't wait for a Foam FPS stream. Absolutely love that game. All right, one day, Rasmus. One day. Alien's pulse rifle full auto is better than Mando's single shot. Yeah, Lorik Dax. Yeah, it's really weird, isn't it? Like, this Alien's pulse rifle's making some pretty good claims, which is why, again, I just have so many reservations on, like, oh, please don't ruin that. Please actually be what they say it's going to be. Pre-ordered the M41A because it's really cool as a blaster, and it's an amazing franchise. I also like the yellow paint scheme. Not as tempted by the Needler, but dang, it's cool. Thank you, Mr. Utter Travesty. I have similar thoughts, indeed. Beret, the Nerf Ultra Cosmo is a single-shot spring-powered blaster that shoots Ultra Darts and comes with 2 standard Ultra Darts. Okay, I'm looking this up now then. That is interesting. Cosmo. Oh my gosh. Ultra, what's wrong with you? Nerf Ultra Action Cosmo. Okay. Yeah, I can't really find it. My limited searching has failed me. But that's interesting. Yay, Ultra is surviving. Huzzah. I really like the gun design for the Alien's pulse rifle. Yes, agree, some random kid. Just wanted to say hi, and I hope you have a good night. Thank you, Gallagher the Wolf. Yeah, you too. Wonder if they will do Blade Runner. Dude. Count Hellstrom, I would be very interested in that. I am hopefully going to watch the new Dune movie soon, and I saw that the person who directed that was the same guy who did Blade Runner 2049, and that is definitely one of my favorite movies of the recent past. Obviously, Mad Max Fury Road is up there too, but Blade Runner is that would be a pretty cool model if they did something like that. I don't know what the Hasbro twist would be on it to make it more toy-like, but you'd have my attention. And that's, of course, the beauty of going in on, like, Halo. This is a toy, right? I mean, it's the Needler. It's a freaking Needler. This is not a realistic firearm at all. So they obviously can get away with they can justify going in on designs like these without having to worry about, oh, should we use this color like they did in the video game? Yes, you should, because the video game was, very fun sci-fi colors. Purple and pink. Good stuff. I thought the Needler was going to be a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. Oh, man. Astronomical. I don't know if I like that idea. That's an interesting thought, though. Would they do, like, Hasbro Pulse exclusives? Whew. Let's not put it past them. Don't buy the Needler, buy the Walmart tank. Yes, there we go. Anti-Photon with the truth. That is where I need to remember my money is better spent. Don't lose sight of the tank, the Walmart tank. I wish the Mando Blaster had a built-in clip. Yeah, I've heard that the grip is also kind of weird on the Mando Blaster. I don't know. Again, I really do want to wait until it's in my hands to make any final decisions. But the big advertisement to that thing is that it's big, I think. It's big, massive Mando Blaster. We'll see. But why the Alien M41A is a premium blaster but has plastic springs on everything? Ah, yes. I think the answer to that, Alexander, is because modern day Hasbro. That is why. Big sad. Very, very unfortunate indeed. What's the best Nerf gun ever in your opinion? Oh dear, the question is here. What is the best thing ever? I'm going to go with the Whiteout Deploy. It's not a real leak. It's not a real leak, Mikey. And is that why I can't find anything? Get Cosmo Roll. That meme was going on for months. God. All right, caught on live stream in 4K. Rip me. At least I didn't spend too long looking for it. I just Googled it and nothing came up. So, joke's on you and me. I only wasted a small amount of time. You would be a Mad Max fan, huh? Indeed I would be. What's that supposed to mean? Mad Max is great. Mad Max makes you feel alive. And it's beautifully done. It's a beautiful movie. It's also a big, like, Wile E. Coyote chase in the middle of the desert. So if you hate sand, like Anakin Skywalker, don't watch it. Hi, Beret. It's me, Ninetailed. Where do you get your berets? The internet. A stream fundraiser for the Walmart tank. Ah, yes, we have arrived at this. So many people have pointed this out. I understand we are kind of off topic from what the original stream was about. People have commented that if I were to make like a GoFundMe to fund my questionable interest in the Walmart Thunder Tank, that we could probably do it. I am well aware that that is a possibility. However, let's wait for a bit. I don't want to ask that much of you guys until it's absolutely necessary. So we will hold off. I appreciate the interest, and I appreciate so many people willing to donate their hard-earned money just for my silly endeavors. But we'll wait. We'll wait and see what happens, and if I think that is something that I want to go forward with, I will let you guys know. Because I need a better plan if I'm going to put out something like a GoFundMe. I don't want you guys to think I'm like scamming you just so I can have toys. We need better transparency for doing something like that. Just like they need more transparency as to why they're still doing pre-orders when everything's delayed. Walmart's tank is bigger though. Mando rifle is like 4 feet long. Yeah, this is a big boy. This is a big boy. Hey, I actually just got a whiteout deploy. Arrived a couple days ago. Yes, so Connor, the whiteout deploy I unironically think is really cool. Like I would totally get a whiteout deploy if it was in good condition. The deploy obviously has its critiques, sure, but when it came out, it was fine. Coop, shut up. You've ruined a generation. How very dare you? But now, like the whiteout schemes, I can't even think of like a bad whiteout scheme from that series. It just doesn't exist. It was good. It was good. Okay, that's weird. Only Nerf would charge $120 for what is basically a jolt. Rip the Mando rifle. Yeah, they would, and we bought it. So we are the real suckers, are we not? 4 pulse rifles or 1 Walmart Thunder Tank. Yes. Or what? 3 Mandalorian rifles? Yeah. There you could have, $400 versus $400. You choose how to spend it. So one person gets the Walmart Thunder Tank, and then I don't know, someone else gets like, what's a $400 blaster? 2 Prometheuses. Yeah. There you go. The War of the Century. Not clickbait. I would donate for the tank, bro. Thank you. I appreciate it. Someone shipped Bret a Walmart Thunder Tank. Oh god, the idea of that is also just terrifying because that just adds so much to the cost. Don't do that, please. Put an upgrade spring in my deploy, it hits 70 FPS. Yay. Simple stuff. Aliens rifle still worth pre-ordering? It might be. I just don't know. I say if you want to take the risk on the pre-order, go right ahead, because from what we're seeing, I think it looks pretty dang cool. It's just, there's still just a lot of unknowns. That's my reservation. I love the shell design and need to get a normal one for modding, but yeah, I love the whiteout design too. FDL? Oh, for like a $400 blaster? Yeah, that would be, might be a waste at this point. You can't really get those. Oh no, so sad. It will be sick if it comes out. If is good. What else was there on these? This also was interesting. As I was clicking through just to confirm that these delivery dates were misaligned, on Amazon it says that the Halo Needler is currently the #1 bestseller in toy foam blasters and guns. Is it really? Like, what? It just came out. Oh, come back. Like, I'm sorry, is that true? Or is that just like a way to make it more desirable to people? Amazon be weird like that. It doesn't show anything else below. So yeah, that gives me some reservations too. Maybe a bunch of people are ordering these. I don't know. Bret just wakes up one morning to find 5 different Walmart Thunder tanks on his doorstep. See, that's the thing too. Like, if I were to do a GoFundMe, then I'd definitely want to make sure it's very clearly set out. Like, if more money was acquired or something, that's like, this would be, we'd get a second one and then we would duel. Because just having like a single goal might not work. So again, I need to think about that if it was something I was going to put up for you guys. I don't want to kind of haphazardly launch something like that and then people start wondering, wait a minute. Man on internet just asked for money and I gave him money. I should have thought about that more because I don't know this guy at all. How would you ship the Thunder Tank? Airdrop maybe? Yes. Airdrop like what Apple uses. That kind of airdrop. Imagine that one sniper scene from Saving Private Ryan, but the Walmart Thunder Tank is the Panzer, and the Mando rifle is the Springfield. Yes, we can dream. Fun fact, during the Hasbro Pulses thing about the Mando blaster, the guy literally asks straight up if it's a Jolt reskin. It's at the 613 mark. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's, I appreciate the people who are willing to ask the hard questions. I'm sure he got kicked out and was never seen again. Why in incognito? Just because that way it's the easiest, so none of my like personal information is showing up. Like if I go to Amazon and it says, hey, do you want to ship it to your location? And then it's like, oops, you doxed yourself, Bret. Good job. Just realized it's December 2022, not this December. Yeah, a very important thing to remember. We're talking a year down the road. And given history, it could be more. Nerf Limited could be so cool, but Hasbro continue cage all the important details. Yeah, they're glancing over some stuff. I want to celebrate the designers doing cool things. I just have reservations. I don't like having reservations, but I can't in good faith just blindly recommend stuff as a result. Because I'm also not on Hasbro's payroll. I'm a man. I'm a free agent who likes to complain. Cool. Well, I think that was really all I needed to discuss. We've almost reached an hour with this thing. If you guys have any more comments or questions while we're still here, we can start to wrap things up. But yeah, my ultimate takeaways, if you just tuned in or you wanted the quick summary, I don't hate how this looks. I think it is going to be a cool product. I'm excited to see more from the Nerf Limited line. However, the pre-orders are not doing them any justice, and I don't like that they're stacking pre-orders when they clearly know that they can't deliver them on time. And there's just some things that, with pre-orders not being the final products, if time does become a problem, resources becoming a problem, and they're trying to only make certain dates, I do fear that we will get not scammed, because I'm sure these things will come out or they'll just be canceled and money won't be charged. But I'm worried that features might be taken away, and then, oops, very sad. Waiting for the day Bret doxes himself so we can send in some airdropped Walmart Thunder. Yes, that's what would happen if I doxed myself. Good stuff. Could this be modded to shoot actual needles? No, and we're not going to do that. I'm just going to say no, because that sounds dangerous. My one question is, hey Bret, why don't you buy that Aliens blaster? You know what? Mm-hmm. You know what? If you donate $95 right now in stream, I will buy the Aliens Pulse Rifle. There, I've set the stage. That is what will make me change my mind right there. I won't put my money where my mouth is, but I'll put your money where my mouth is. I wish Dart Zone would do some of these special tie-ins, but they don't really need to do them to make money. That is an interesting point. Of course, Nerf has a lot more resources than companies like Dart Zone. They're able to put out a bunch of merchandise that is not just blasters, of course, like they've got shirts, they've got full clothes, they've got bedspreads, they've got the shoes that they put out. Nerf obviously is a much bigger company because of Hasbro, and they're therefore able to do unique things and try stuff out like this. Dart Zone, being significantly smaller, has to pick and choose what they're willing to try. And it is interesting then to compare this to what Dart Zone did, because Dart Zone obviously took a gamble on their Pro line, starting with the Mark 1. And the Mark 1 was a pretty penny, right? Many people didn't think it would be that expensive, but it was. And they sold them. I mean, they sold quite a few of them. I don't know if they actually ended up selling all 1,000, but it clearly told them what they would want to focus on in the future. And of course, the big selling point of the Pro blasters was their performance. The selling point of these blasters is not performance. Like, this blaster could shoot 70 FPS and that would be great. It's probably going to shoot lower than that. I have no reason to believe that it will shoot more. Does it even have any range claims or FPS claims? I doubt it. I mean, what was the Speed Swarm? Speed Swarm wasn't like Elite Standard. I don't see any numbers. Let's scroll down. Oh gosh, we've ensured that the Nerf Limited Halo Needler captures the look and feel of the most iconic blaster in the Halo video game franchise. Okay, Hasbro, pull it back a little bit. The most iconic blaster in the Halo video game franchise? Oh no. I don't think I can agree with that. Lorik Stacks donated $5. Oh no, thank you so much, Lorik. I appreciate that. I guess I have to buy, what is it, the Walmart Thunder Tank and the Aliens Pulse Rifle now? Well, there we go. I've been convinced. But anyway, I'm not seeing any performance claims on this blaster, which is understandable. But I'm fully expecting it not to be a performance-based blaster, right? It's going to function, it's just probably not going to function amazingly. And from what I understand, I don't like that at all. Put user in timeout. Did that work? Put user in timeout again. There you go. Cool. Whatever the hell that was about. Thanks for sharing, idiot. The Mando Blaster also doesn't have any range claims, and long barrel, not gonna be performance based. Could we mod it to be performance based? Possibly, but the prospect of modding a $120 blaster is always, yeah. Then again, of course, the Mark III from Dart Zone just came out, the Pro Mark III. And that one being a performance one with the potential for increases is slightly different because that's a blaster that's meant to be played with versus this one, which is meant to be more of a showpiece. So that's the disconnect. Sorry, I feel like I just got very distracted by those stupid messages. So yeah, it's interesting. It's curious if Dart Zone would try and do that in the future. If they had the resources, I imagine they would look at doing something like that at least, but I can't say if they 100% would, because it is very different than making just more blasters for people. And also, Dart Zone isn't doing like fancy pre-orders the same way. I mean, maybe the Mark 1 was a pre-order. Nope, that's not true. The Mark 1 became available through Dart Zone's website, and then as soon as you placed your order, I think it was going to ship, or was it a few months in advance? It was something like that. Anyway, I think it's slightly different. Thanks, mods. No, that was me. I think Mario is more iconic than the Chief. Oh, hot takes. Are we going to get a Chris Pratt Mario blaster? Perhaps. Maybe. Maybe not. That would be fun. I just a swarm fly or power bell. Swarm fire. Yeah. It is indeed. I wish one of the Australians lucky enough to get one would do a full review on the Mando blaster soon. Utter travesty. Have they not? I haven't looked into it as much, so I can't say if they have or haven't, just based off of my own lack of research. But has no one done like a full review? Because I obviously posted my update to the Mando blaster recently, and that was partially in response to seeing, I think it was Sir Petals showing off his blaster, but I don't know if he did a full review. Still something though. We will remember for next stream, Brett. Keep in mind, $90 of donations left to go for that aliens rifle. Oh, well, there's another 10. Loric Dax, once again, thank you, thank you, sir. You don't have to do that. Dismon saying, Nerfers from Russia, hello. Nerfer from America, Oregon specifically. Hi. Loric, don't drain your wallet too much. I know. Don't do it. I'm thinking, unrelated again to the topic at hand, I'm possibly thinking of another stream later this week. So probably before Halloween, if possible. That's maybe a birthday stream, maybe not. Or, as I mentioned before, for the HVZ in Foam FPS Roblox. I will see if it is feasible, because there are a few other factors for the end of this month that I have to consider. But I am working on some other videos right now, so don't worry. You'll still have those even if there's no other stream. But I do like streaming. I just don't get to as often as I sometimes mean to. Or $3.95 for a Thunder Tank. Oh, you guys are too funny. Alright, well, yeah, I don't know what comes next. I really don't. I was hoping that this would actually be here. I'm talking Mando Rifle. I was hoping this was going to be here this month. But whoops. Very sad. Premium Deco. Oh yeah, 50.25 inches long. Oh dear lord. It's over 4 feet long. At least I'm taller than that. The blaster is not taller than me, confirmed. I was also considering, like, playing some Halo for a bit and just using the Needler. Maybe I'll have to wait on that for now. I need to get that set up. And I don't want to go for too long. I have other things I should work on. And some of them are even Nerf related. I'm trying to think if I have anything I can show off early. I don't. Oh wait, that's not true. I totally do. I definitely have plenty of blasters that I'm behind on anyways, so here's something. This is what we call a box. This is not the Busby monorail. Look how small it is. It's so small. So it's a front-loading ball blaster. You push balls in through the front. I think it takes 8 of them. The balls are, they're slightly larger than Rival and slightly smaller than like the Hog Wild Popper balls, which is really disappointing. It's not cross-compatible without them getting stuck or being too small to fit in there. Stupid proprietary ammo. Me. It is pump action though. Auto retracts and then It fires. And it's a squirt gun because we asked for that. You fill it through the back. And it's kind of adorable. I mean, look at that. I like those colors. Looks really good. But it is a knockoff, like straight up. This is a knockoff. Sorry, Busby. Show off your Beret collection. I could do that. Mod guide of the Lego Blaster. Oh yes, things that may come to fruition one day. Beret missed my dono. Dono these nuts? Did you donate? I didn't see anything else come through. Did I miss? I didn't hear a ding. What ding? Something ding? I didn't hear anything. So yeah, this is the... Sorry, I'll let you know if I see something come through, but I didn't see anything come through. Yeah, it's a 2-pack. It's weird. I don't know how I feel about this. Yeah, this is the Dart Zone Mark IV will come out eventually. Yes, it will. This is something. Review eventually. I also have quite a few other community blasters that I am very much behind on. So, there's that. I have a skewer. I have a flak that works now. I have... I talked about Thundershot, thank goodness. Oh, Busby sent me more blasters. Yeah! Busby sent me the compound bow, and they sent me the snipe. They're old snipe, but a new color. So I should probably talk about those at some point. Oh, I also have a MagFed Jolt, which I am very behind on. Sometimes you just prioritize the wrong video, and I apologize to those who sent me stuff well earlier. Imagine if I was on top of things. Ah, fake donation? Yeah. Got me again, 4K. Or like 720p. Start then using braces, blasters every 2 years. Okay. Beret, you should make a Bert or just a normal video in between reviews dedicated to your Beret collection. I could do that. I did have another idea too for Mr. Bert. Amusingly, I mean, he got the Dart Zone Pro Mark III. So, good for him, right? And Dart Zone didn't hate it. Which is funny. You ever get like a real cool exclusive blaster from a company and then you post a troll video and they're like, alright, we're reconsidering our decision making, but we'll allow it for now. Or make a Bert video on the mini knockoff monorail in between video releases. We shall see. Sometimes things just speak to me, and other times I put months and months into something that really fails to pay off. So it will just depend. Depends on how the rest of the year is going to go. A lot of things that can happen in these last few months, but obviously the holiday season is now approaching us once October's over. Yeah, I wonder what else is going to be announced this year. Nerf Legends. If that actually comes out and is streamable, that would be funny. That would be something. Needless to say. Alright. I think we have reached the stopping point. Thank you to everyone who tuned in for today and listened to my ramblings, to my rantings, offered their perspective, because there's a lot to talk about. These new Nerf limited blasters are interesting. I don't think they are the worst thing to ever grace this earth, of course. I think there are obviously things that could be done better, some things that would make me more comfortable dropping that kind of money, but that is not my decision to make. That ball is in Hasbro's court 100%, and I am just here to offer my thoughts and comments. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to be getting the Needler, but clearly I have like 2 months to decide. I am leaning towards the Pulse Rifle, but I am just a tad bit concerned. Still, I have my reservations, but I got a week to figure it out, so we shall see what happens, and if I come on in the future and people are like, Brett, did you get it? I'll probably hang my head in shame and be like, yeah, I did, but you'll have to wait and see. And Mr. Nathan hopping on to say, good place to stop. Well, Daddy Nathan has come in and said that it is time to end, which means it's time to end. He probably did not like to hear that uttered either. Thank you, everyone, so much for watching. I will probably make this stream unlisted, so if you want to go back and check it out, that's where it'll be. But I don't think we need to keep up like an hour and a half of rambling about the same topics for the Nerf Limited line. Not this time, at least. You all have a good rest of your day. Happy early Halloween. Halloween is in a week. I will have a small Halloween video coming out soon. It's not necessarily going to be an original show off, but it's interesting. So, yeah, look forward to that. Or don't. It's kind of spooky. Too spooky for me. Bye. Bye-bye.